Hi, and welcome to our vlogging channel, or whatever it is.
Well, this is a one-off special, I think. This is a special cooking episode, and it involves a lot of deep frying and batter. Don't think that we eat like this every day. We only maybe get the pan of oil out a couple of times a year, so don't worry about our hearts, because we do eat plenty of vegetables and do lots of exercise in between.
Too many vegetables.
Too many vegetables for Dave. Anyway, we're stuck in ruraldom, and being campsite wardens, it's not easy to get off site, and we often rely on a takeaway. And where we are right now, there are no Chinese takeaways that deliver to this campsite, and it is one of our favourite foods when we're eating out. So yeah, it's Chinese New Year, Year of the Dragon, so we've decided we better make a fakeaway and enjoy the Chinese New Year celebrations. So this is just how we would make a fakeaway. Not our usual banquet, I have to say. We do normally do a few more dishes than this, but we kept it small. There was only the two of us. We weren't feeding 5,000.
Kept it small, yeah.
And yeah, if you stay along to the end, you get to see what we do with leftovers the day after as well. Okay then, so we do hope you enjoy this.
Yep.
One-off special, and we'll see you on the other end, guys.
Yep, see you at the other end.
Bye.
Bye. Hey up, campers. Well, it's that wife's sink kitchen. Done a bit of cooking.
Powered by rum and coke.
Oh well, yeah. Well, you got to be, haven't you? It's a bit wild and woolly out today. Luckily enough, we've had no snow, which is quite nice.
Most of the country's had a bit of snow, haven't they? So
yeah, so
okay.
We've got the winds and the rain, but we've had no snow. We've had a bit of sleep, but no. No to write home about.
So I'm doing a bit of prep because, yeah, my dad went in forces and I spent 3 years in Hong Kong. So we like to celebrate New Year, so Kung Yi Fat Choi, yes. And I'm making a bit of cha su, or cha soy, or whatever you want to call it, Chinese roast pork. A van life way, what can I say? Yeah, so if you want to stick around, that's how we do it. So if you want a recipe, I can't give you it, but if you want to go to this guy, okay, this is Chin and Chew. You'll find them on YouTube and look up their char soy, and you'll get their recipe, because I can't give you it because it's you know, a bit of copyright, all that.
It's in our book.
It's in our book. It's in our book. What can I say? But I do tweak it at the end, because I have another favourite that I'll mention as we get there. But you know, it's all about stovetop cooking when you're in a van, because not everybody has a oven. So as you can tell, it's wild and woolly. So let's get to the fridge.
Is it wild and woolly in the fridge?
Wild and woolly in the fridge. Oh. So the recipe that's in the book calls for 1.5 kilos of pork, but there's only me and Dave, so 1.5 kilos is a bit ridiculous. But you know, you go to that favourite shopping place, and you know, we'll have there we go, we'll have a kilo. Are you alright there, Bob? Right, stay out of my kitchen, love.
Bob, here.
So,
up.
And then we want a couple of litres of water in there. So, not for the faint-hearted. So, kilo of pork, a couple of litres of water. And the rest you're just going to have to guess, or you're going to have to look up. So, I want a couple of onions in there. It doesn't really matter what you do with onions, because at the end of the day you're going to pull them out. So you can leave them with skins on, or you can put them on with skins in. It's entirely up to you. So I like to just give them a little chip chop. There's a whole bulb of garlic. likes to go in there as well. Could peel it, but we're not gonna, because like I say, you're gonna strain it off at the end. It's just like a waste of time. Go back to this second onion. The only reason I do this is I like to pull the onions out and eat them later. But that's just a me thing. They are meant to be surplus to requirements. So, right. So a couple of onions and then no. Right. I can't tell everybody how much because I'll be giving up recipe away, can I? What? Are you speaking, love?
Just need to.
It's alright. So put a little bit of proper cinnamon in there. And then we need some yellow bean sauce. Now, this is the recommended one, okay? So if you've not seen it before, this is it. It comes in a can, and once you've opened it, it keeps really well in the fridge. So don't worry about that. I want a few spoonfuls of that in there. Don't know whether you've, but I don't know whether you've discovered it before, but it makes an absolute difference. So that's the yellow bean sauce going in. And then to accompany the yellow bean sauce, we have a little bit of hoisin sauce. Now this is a part jar that I've already had in the fridge. I'll say it keeps really well in there. So I think that's about the same amount, so we'll just shove all of that in. That might be a tiny bit more, but we're good to go. Right, what Chinese dish would not be Chinese without a bit of five spice? So you don't need much of this. A little bit of that, and then we want some yeah, this is ground fennel. Now I've never heard of it until I saw this recipe, and it's not the easiest thing to get hold of, but a local Chinese supermarket. See you right. Now this recipe calls for a good handful of star anise. Well, I'm not convinced. We've tried this recipe a few times, so I'll just put half an handful in because that suits us. Okay. Now, the pork comes with an absolutely amazing side accompaniment. Oh, are we alright there, Nicola?
It's alright.
Right. So ignore the amount of sugar that's going in here, but that's about 300 grams. I know, it's not good for your heart, but it will...
Looks like an iceberg.
It does look like an iceberg, doesn't it?
It looks nice, a couple of polar bears on it.
So we need a few cloves in there. Again, all of these are going to get sieved out towards the end, it's not a problem. And then you need a goodly dollop of white pepper, made by Van Dwellers from our favourite rum. And then also a goodly dollop of salt. I would normally add a bit of MS Fakeaway at this point, because that's what we do, but unfortunately I'm a bit low on stock of that. And a bit of red food colouring. Now, what I am missing is I don't have any tomato puree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute a bit of passata. Now, I know it's not going to be the exact same because tomato puree is a condensed version. So, but that'll come into its own at the end. Okay, so yeah, along with all that, let's go. We cook it along with a bit of a boil for about 40 minutes. Stir it every now and again, make sure it's not sticking on the bottom, and we'll come back to it later. But yeah, Happy New Year everybody. Year of the Dragon, by the way. So, I missed a splash of rice wine. How could I miss any sort of wine? So, a bit of there we go. And then give it a good stir. Got to take a look at that, Mr. Van Dweller.
What about that fennel? You know, use that fennel.
No, we've put the fennel in, don't worry about that. So, yeah, don't worry about the onions. Dave does not like onions, but we know they're coming out, don't we, guys? So, yeah, that is gonna produce some amazing pork, but the byproduct of it is an absolutely fantastic barbecue sauce. So, yeah, we all look forward to seeing that. 45 minutes, stir it every 5. Don't let it stick. Right, so there's a bit of an art to cooking rice at Van, especially when you haven't got a rice cooker. So yeah, I'm going to do a nice big pan of rice. Now, Chinese traditionally is a bit long grain, but yeah, I like to throw in a bit of jasmine. Oh, it's going everywhere. Just maybe about, yeah, 1 part jasmine, 3 parts long grain. So we are really lucky because we've got running water. Not in here, because my air fryer's on the sink. So you have to follow me outside and watch what I do with this. Are you up? Anybody? Right then. So I can be often found on a campsite at a drinking water tap, washing my rice. So your rice does taste so much better for a good wash, I have to admit. See, we've got a bit of cloudy, so if you rinse it until it runs clear, it's usually about 3 or 4 changes to be fair. Then monitor what to do with your rice water, because there are different things that you can be doing with this. And I remember running a campsite once at Lytham, weren't we, Dave? Yep. Somebody were like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm washing my rice." I'm like, "I thought you were washing maggots." Well, I've heard it all now. Washing maggots, do you remember that?
No. Maybe you thought I were a fisherman.
Maybe. So, yeah, that'll do. Okay, let's get back in out of rain. So we don't always have that luxury to be able to do a full rinse at rice, but if you do, then yeah, well worth it. Right then, so when you're cooking rice in Van, normally say 1 part rice to 2 parts water, but a really easy way to do it is just measure down to your first knuckle, and if you've got that much water on, that's enough, and then you just bring that to the boil, and once that's on the boil, what are you doing? You're not allowed in the kitchen, honestly. You can't do anything without the princess. So once you brought that to the boil, you simply put the lid on it once it's boiling, and then turn it off. Leave it for 15 minutes, and it basically steams itself.
You
so
forgot something.
You're not steaming everything in the van.
You forgot something.
No, I'm not putting a stock cube in.
Why?
You want a stock cube in, baby?
Yeah. No, what's a stock cube in?
Well, I was trying to give the short abridged version, but my husband, the chef, the sous chef, is insisting that I put a stock cube in. Yeah, when we get to look at this rice later, you'll know why. Because it comes with little gifts afterwards, and the husband fights me for these little gifts. Now, obviously, you do not need to cook it with a stock cube. It is just a bit of a tradition with us.
Yeah, nearly won.
Nearly wasn't. I wasn't sharing that top tip. I can't give all my secrets away. So, yes, that rice is now on. I'll bring it to the boil, like I say, and turn it off. Just forget it. Don't have a rice cooker. You can't carry all these big gadgets in a van. So you have to go old-fashioned way. Make sure that your pan hasn't got any little steam holes in it. It needs to seal to do this method. Okay, so pop back in a little while, and we'll see how this bad boy gets on. Right, okay then, so I used my trusty sieve on this pan of goodness that I was using yesterday. This is everything that comes out after it's been boiled for sort of like 45 minutes. Okay, so you can see that it captures like the star anise and the cloves and everything, and you can get rid of that, all the different cloves of garlic. And yeah, then that's what a kilogram of Chinese pork looks like. It is a bit insipid, but this is where I decide, you can do what you want with that, but this is where I decide what am I going to use it for, and do I want a traditional Chinese roast pork. If I want a traditional Chinese roast pork where it's got that char and that sticky on it, then I actually take another tip out of a different cookbook. I only carry 2 cookbooks in here, and it's actually out of this one, and I think I can actually share the tip, because this one's just giving it a brush with honey and water. So it's 2 parts water and 1 part honey. Give it a little brush, and if you've got a grill, grill it. If you've got a barbecue, barbecue it. Absolutely delicious. But other than that, that's good to go. You can put that in your fried rice, you can put it in your chow mein, you can have it as it is. It is absolutely delicious. And what you get left with is this pot. You can see it's boiling away, and basically you reduce it maybe for another 10 minutes, and once it's reduced, it's good to go. Yeah, so what you end up with is a consistency like that. You can freeze it, you can store it in the fridge, or it doesn't last too long in this bus, I have to admit, because Mr. Van Dweller loves this barbecue sauce. And we just thicken it up with a bit of a corn flour or a potato starch slurry, which we'll do later when I show you what I'm going to do with that. So let me take that off you, and you can have a look at that bubbling gorgeousness. Okay, and the book actually belongs to Mr. Wan, Kwok Wan, and if you look inside, it's actually a signed copy, and I got a hug. So what can I say? I feel very lucky to have this book. So that one lives in our van, and yeah, I'll probably be sharing lots of other recipes out of there, because this is my go-to chicken and sweet corn soup, and I'll be doing that in a little while, because we're wanting a little bit of a feast, aren't we, Dave? You wanting a little bit of a face club?
Yes.
You're being very quiet.
I am very quiet.
You're very quiet. Did I give you a little taste of that sauce?
I did have a little taste, it was fantastic. I could drink it by the gallon.
You could drink it by the gallon. But he's not going to, because you just saw it bubbling the pants off it, so it'd burn his gullet. So we're going to...
I'd risk it.
we're going to leave that one there and let that do its business. As I said, we've got rice cooking over there. And next I'm going on to make a little bit of chicken and sweet corn soup. So yeah, I mean, you can always join me straight away for that. It's pretty simple. And yeah, cream sweet corn, the base for this. You used to be able to get it in most major supermarkets. It's not as easy to get hold of nowadays. Obviously I like to go to a Chinese supermarket whenever I can, so I do pick up a few cans and carry it with us just for this soup because it is super quick. But if you haven't got any, then you can get a can of the sweet corn, give it a bit of a smush up. It's not the same, but it does work. Okay, so that's the base for your soup. I don't know whether you're going to be making chicken and sweet corn soup or whether you want a veggie soup, so you can either add a vegetable stock cube at this point or stay a little bit more Chinese, go traditional with the chicken powder. It don't come in a box like this and it don't come all congealed like this, but a bit of condensation in found, and you find like anything like salty and sugary and yeah, all sticks together. So it's normally a bit of a powder. So this is basically a stock that I'm putting in here, the equivalent of a stock cube, which would normally be a powder. Okay, so it's sweet corn, cream sweet corn, bit of stock, add some water. Now to this one, I like to add frozen peas, like quackling, but yeah, I've only got a tiny freezer, so what I'm going to do is just add a bit of sweet corn and the lovely juice that comes with it. That's in replacement for the peas. And yeah, now this is a good tip. This is a van life tip if ever you've seen it. Dave always likes this one because it reduces the amount of washing up. Done it, our lad?
It does.
So let's get that on and boiling away, tidy up as we go along. And yeah, okay, so you've got an empty tin there. Why throw it away when you can use it? So to thicken up a bit of soup, it's normally egg drop soup. So we take those eggs, we give them a little whisk, and everything at this stage needs a little seasoning. We like ours quite peppery, so a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. If you've got some MSG, you can add that as well. But yeah, and that's good to go. So we'll wait until that's boiling, and oh, it's nearly boiling now actually. No, we won't keep you hanging around until it does boil. Dave will bring you back in a moment when it's boiling, or on a low simmer. We don't want to boil its bottom off. When it's on a low simmer, and we'll add the egg ribbons to it. Okay, so join me in a little while and we'll add some egg ribbons to this lovely sweet corn broth. So eggs are thoroughly whisked. Does my cameraman want to come and join me whilst we make some little ribbons in this soup? So you want it at a low simmer like this. Can you see? Okay, so a low simmer, and Dave's not super keen on the ribbony ribbons, so I have to stir super quick. So you make it how you want it. If you want traditional ribbons, just stir it a bit slower, and what will happen, as you can see, is little ribbons of egg are starting to form in there. If you stir slower, you will get larger ribbons of egg. and that's it. That's the base of your soup. And then you want to thicken it to the consistency that you like. Now, I'm using potato starch for this. You can use corn flour, they're the same. One's a little bit more stable than the other. Oh, no spare water in the kettle, so I'll have to go to my trusty water bottle. No good Chinese chef would use a spoon for this, they'd use the fingers, but yeah. Whoa! Oh Dave, come on now. Cheers for that. Look at that. It's like Vesuvius. Now, this is where you can make a frugal choice. Okay? You can see that that's quite thick anyway. Now, if you add some extra water, you'll make it go further. Yep. Okay. Give that a little stir. Make it go further. And now I've got to heat it up again, obviously, because I've just brought the temperature right down. That were a bit silly, wasn't it? Never mind, guys. It's just like watching paint dry, waiting for this soup to boil, isn't it? Yeah. So we're getting a nice sweet corn broth here. Like I say, I've got my slurry good to go. Starting to pour a bit of slurry in, and just watch it start to thicken until you get it to the consistency that you want. We like ours a little bit thicker. When I make it for my sister, she's not that keen, to be fair. She likes hers a little bit runnier, but you know, when we're chefing, we get what we want, don't we?
That's right.
So that's it so far. And how simple is that? A lovely bit of sweet corn egg drop soup, and you can add a little bit of shredded chicken to that if you fancied, or you can just leave it as it is. It's super tasty, and you'd finish it off when you pop it in the bowl with just a little squeeze of sesame oil to give it a little bit of flavour. So I am going to thicken it up one little bit more, because it's not as thick as we like. And like I say, less washing up. This is the same can that, oh look at that. So this is the same can that I mixed the eggs up in earlier, and now we're getting a lovely, what looks like creamed soup there. So let's just have a cheeky look at that on a spoon. There you go. Does it get any better than that?
Have another look.
You want another look? There you go. Right, don't complain about me using a metal spoon in a non-stick pan. Right, so simple sweet corn soup. Add a little bit of shredded chicken and you're good to go, if that's what floats your boat. Okay then, so we're going to make another dish. It's not Chinese, it's British Chinese, what can I say? Yeah, so just a couple of chicken breasts, that's plenty. And yeah, so once cut it into cubes of about 2.5 centimetres squared. I found the easiest way, I don't have a cleaver, is to just chop away. Okay, you can see I've got a thing that I really don't like chicken, raw chicken breast at all. So the gloves are on, and yeah, so you can make these smaller, you can make them larger. That's the size that I like. And then we've got a couple of little bits left over which we can throw into our chicken soup. So we've got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cubes there. I suppose you could get 12, 14 out. if you wanted, but I want to save them for the chicken and sweet corn soup. So we'll just pop that out of the way. And yeah, this meat needs a little bit of seasoning. Okay, so a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Let's make sure it's all nice and evenly coated. And then what we're going to do is we're going to coat it with a little bit of plain flour. Okay, so any brand will do. Some people do say other brands are better, but I found that they're all okay. They give you pretty similar results. And yeah, so just coat it nicely in a little bit of flour. Now this is really important that it gets thoroughly coated in flour, because we are going to make deep fried chicken balls. Okay, staple of every British Chinese takeaway menu. You can't tell me anybody out there that hasn't eaten at a Chinese takeaway. 90% of you must have tried a deep fried chicken ball. As Chinese as they come, not. Alright, so yeah, make sure that your chicken is thoroughly coated, because then when we batter this chicken, and I don't mean beat it with an hammer, when we put the batter onto it and deep fry it, the batter will stick. So yeah, what we're looking for is yeah, nicely coated chicken. There are easier ways to do it, but this is just my van life way. And you can see, don't like raw chicken in any way, shape or form. Dave don't like washing it up, so use a little paper plate, and that's the chicken ready to be battered. Now I'm going to put that to one side and bring back some of the Chinese pork. Okay, so this is the Chinese pork that we prepared earlier. Okay, and what I'm going to do with that equally is do some Chinese pork battered balls. Alright, so again, you flour coating this. I'm not salt and peppering it because there's a nice bit of seasoning in the pork already. So, but just try and make sure that your pork gets nicely coated in the flour, and that will help the batter to stick on. Okay, so if you overcoat at this stage, what you'll find is it creates, this is me, look at me, I sound like Sheffield, it creates a stodgy layer between the batter and the meat. So even if it looks a bit clumpy, try and shake off as much as you can in between, and then we'll create a nice light battered pork ball or chicken ball. So they're all pretty much coated, and what I'm going to do now is show you what's going on the stove top. It's not something that happens very often in Martha, I have to admit. It's usually saved for very special occasions. Okay, and that is me deep frying something. Okay, so what I'm doing is heating a bit of veg oil, nothing posh, not peanut oil, not sesame oil, just veg oil, and heating that up until it starts to haze a little bit, and then we'll turn it down. Okay, so usually takes about 15 minutes. Do take care when you're using oil in a van. Speaking from experience, did have a little fire once when I took my eye off the game. So yeah, that oil's heating up, and we're going to be having deep fried pork balls and chicken balls later, so come back and join us. Right, so the oil's heating up. We need to create some batter. Totally forgot about that. Again, a bit of plain flour here, and for me, I like to use a bit of tepid water. it's entirely up to you what you use, to be fair. There's very many different schools of thought when it comes to making batter, and that involves adding eggs, adding beer, maybe adding a splash of vodka, using sparkling water, but yeah, we just like to keep it simple, and it's just a bit of plain flour, and yeah, I don't put any salt and pepper in, and there's a reason for that, because sometimes if we've got leftover batter, we like to batter other things. We've been known to batter a Cadbury's cream egg and a Mars bar. So you can see that's quite thick. The thicker your batter, the stodgier it's going to be. So if I left that batter like that, you'd be looking at something like a donut on the outside. We're wanting something a little bit crisper. So just mix it up, and you're after something, I suppose, they say resembles wallpaper paste. So don't worry about any lumps, because they just tend to disappear. I do want a little bit more than that. That will be a really light, crispy batter, and my man likes a bit of batter that he can get his teeth into. So, oh, we've already got a spoon in there. I wondered where my spoon had gone. I'm going to put another couple. This is a joy of this. No measurements, just till you get the consistency that you want. And yeah, splashing everywhere. We create all this mess, especially for our Dave. So I'm going to leave this batter to just set, and like I say, or just rest, and we'll wait until that oil heats up. Nice. Right then, so the oil's getting up to temperature. I'm still here, and this is the batter. It's had a little rest, and you can see the sort of consistency. It's a similar consistency if you're making pancakes on a Shrove Tuesday, or your Yorkshire pudding batter, for those that are out there that cook along. Okay, so to check the oil temperature, I haven't got a gauge in here, but and normally I'd just use a prawn cracker, but I'm going to use a bit of a dip of oil, a dip of thingy, a bit of batter. Now that looks okay to me. Maybe wants to be a tiny bit warmer, so just leave that for a second. We'll fish them out, but in fact no, we won't fish them out, we'll leave them in there, and there can be chef spoils, because yeah, we like scraps coming from Yorkshire, don't we? Yeah, pitching. Right, so join me again in a couple of minutes as that oil gets a little bit warmer, guys. So whilst the oil is warming up, I thought I might show you something. So this is the pan that we started to cook the rice in earlier. Now there we go. So you can see those little bits around the edges. Now those are Dave's favourite bits. Now look at the fluff on that rice. You've got to admit, and that's absolutely perfect rice, no fail, absolutely every time in the van, guys. So we'll be having that a little while, and we'll be poking about for those little extra special bundles that have the undissolved bit of stock cube in. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd give you a glimpse of how the rice has turned out. Right, and back over here. The reason Dave's not here is he's gone to do washing up. Okay, I don't want to save it till later. And yeah, can't say I blame him. So I'm not going to do some clever camera angles right now, but what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of chicken with you, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, I'm no TV chef, I'll never be a TV chef, I'm just showing you how we can do it in a van. You can have a Fakeaway rural, because I'm telling you, this place where we are right now does not have a Chinese takeaway that delivers. how rubbish is that? We've been here since October and not had a Chinese takeaway. So yeah, the joys of being in a motorhome on a rural site. So I don't want to get myself battered up to high heaven, so I'm using the spoon right now, but really it is like a bit of a finger job. Okay, I'm going to get my fork in there and just give them a little move around, and then that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to pop this into there, and that's it. First chicken ball in, guys. Look how it rises. Next one going in, and just keep popping them in. You don't want to reduce your heat too much, so maybe just limit it to 4 or 5 at a time, and in we go. So that's the last one coming out of my batter right now, and in we go. So yeah, that's how you make a chicken ball. If I'm cooking for a few people, what I'll do is I'll part cook these bad boys, and scrap there going in my mouth. Chef spoils, they call it. So we'll just give them a little flip over. They don't like flipping, to be fair, but yeah, there we go. So we cook them on a medium heat for about 8 minutes if you're wanting them to be cooked all the way through. Now, we're not particularly bothered at this stage about cooking them all the way through. We're just part cooking them because we want them to be nice and fresh and delicious when we flip over, you little monkey, when we have our meal later to celebrate Chinese New Year of the Dragon. Okay, so just leave those browning up a little bit, and the next thing that you're wanting to do is, it's all in the prep with Chinese. You need to be ready for these bad boys and have a tray prepared, because you don't want them to sit in oil, because you want them to remain nice and crispy. So it's not a deep fat fryer. I'm going to take them out of there right now. This is where Dave comes back and he thinks, oh look, I can eat them. No, you can't. Alright, so they're part done, and as the oil reheats, what I'll do is I'll prepare the next couple, and we'll get on with them. So come back and join us when I start to do the pork. Okay guys, so there we go. We've got some pork chicken balls ready to go, and then we've got some of the prepped pork ready to go into the batter. So I'll pop that in there. I must admit that the pork does not come out looking as pretty as the chicken, but believe me, it is mighty tasty. So we'll just get that in there and get it coated in this light batter. Now, yeah, I don't normally go to all this effort just for me and Dave. I have been caught at festivals and on campsites feeding 5,000, because I like to be a feeder. I like to make people happy. So yeah, it is one of my my go-to things when we're at a festival, to be able to get out and do something like this. So pork, in you go. But like I say, for some reason the porky ones don't seem to look as pretty as the chicken. They don't need cooking as long, obviously, because they're already cooked in the middle. So yeah, it's just a case of whap them in, get them coated, get them going, and then we'll pull them out not long after they're done, or not long after the batter's started to stick, and then we can heat them up when we have the chicken ones and our main meal in a bit. So I think that's it. Got them all out. No, oh, there's a bit of an escapee meat there, so we'll pop that in. We'll look like we've got 2 balls there. Put fork in, create a little bit of scraps in there. So yeah, that's the straggly pork balls starting to cook in there. So we'll have to wait a little while for them to start to brown up. Get them dunked right under. Tasty little bad boys. Get them browning off nicely. So I'll not keep you with me. You don't need to see all this. You've got the drift. So the pork balls are in there, browning up slightly. We'll bring them out and we'll pop them next to these chicken balls so they can sit there for reheating in a little while after I've cooked the rest of them. So you really do wish you had smelly vision, guys. Sorry.
So now it's time to taste the spoiled. The old chicken and sweet corn soup.
Well, currently a bit of sweet corn soup.
Bit of sweet corn.
Sweet corn, egg droppy soup. Bit chefy. Tiny bit of sesame oil. And let's have it. Some chicken.
Some chicken.
There we go.
There we go. How good's that?
Magic. So, Kung Yu Fat Chai.
Kung Yu Fat Chai.
Year of the Dragon.
Year of the Dragon. Hello.
So,
welcome back.
I'm on the second fry of the balls.
Second fry of the balls.
Second fry of the balls.
Very good. We like that.
Yes, why not indeed. So we have the chicken balls.
Chicken balls.
And you remember I said the pork balls don't look the prettiest, but they're certainly very tasty. There we go. And of course we're from Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Oh yeah.
And scraps are for free.
Scraps. Look at that look.
I know.
Can't beat scraps.
Well, a few scraps. And I'll get a bit of the thickened barbecue sauce. The sauce that made the pork. Oh, look at that. I wouldn't get a job in a restaurant, would I? Gordon would sack me for that. Look at it, all down sides that jug.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just can't get the staff.
You can't, can you? No. So, this is our homage to British Chinese. Oh. No.
Oh.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
And
Look at that.
there's Dave's special bit, everybody.
Yep.
Especially for him.
Remember. You know what I mean? You can't leave that out, can you?
Dave's special bit.
Lovely.
Right.
Fantastic.
So, tuck in.
Took him. Wow.
Kung Yu Fat Chai.
Thank you very much.
So, what would you say, Dave? How to upset a fat lad?
Yep.
Right.
Make him work for his tea. Go on.
Just so you get to see. Listen to that crunch. There you go.
Oof.
And there you are.
And that's isn't that because you've done it fried them twice. Is that I get a better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Double fried.
Alright, babe.
No, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice crisp batter.
Yes.
Are you going
Okay.
to have your tea now, love?
Yes. Right. Thank you very much.
Bye, guys. So this is a sneaky little one. So you remember how I said I sometimes batter a variety of things? Well, we've got this oil, it's just good to go. And we would not normally eat like this, guys, but there is oil. It is Chinese New Year. You do feast for a few days. And we're moving on from here. So I've got a freezer to run down. So this is a little surprise for Dave, because he absolutely loves pork stuffing balls. And in our freezer, up in the cafe that's been closed for the season, I have a few pork stuffing balls that were left over. So guess what? I'm battering them. So he's currently washing up, so he hasn't got a clue what's going on. So he's going to get his own little surprise, and he's going to go on a super healthy diet really soon. He does it a couple of times a year, and yeah, these bad boys aren't going to feature in there at all. So yeah, pork stuffing balls. Why wouldn't you? Like I say, it gets to the point in this van where if it's edible and there's batter and there's oil, it'll get battered. So yeah, have a quick look at that. That's what battered pork stuffing balls look like. So nice little surprise for him when he comes back. So just between me and you for now. Alright. I feel naughty. Cooking naughty and keeping secrets. So that's the pork stuffing balls. But look, I've got some jacket potato in the freezer. Well, in the fridge it was. So yeah, we're going a bit Yorkshire, and I'm making some scallops. Because yeah, all goes a bit crazy when you give us oil and batter. Hiya! Right, so I'm going to make a quick egg fried rice. Or a chow fan, and yeah, let's get this started. So we need the wok on nice and hot. Now I've already got some oil in this fry pan that obviously I would like rid of. It's been doing way too many things as that oil. And yeah, so egg fried rice, eggs. I don't have a spare can today, so I'm making more washing up for Dave. And, just pop a few eggs. Excuse our van life bin over there. And yeah, mix the eggs up. We're trying to get that pan super hot. So fried rice, best made with leftover rice or rice that's been in the fridge. So a bit of salt and pepper, season the eggs. There we go. Right then, so obviously I cooked that massive pan of rice yesterday, and we've still got masses of that rice left. So I'm going to put some of this in this sizzling pan and make a nice big pan of fried rice for lunch, because this is how we roll. I haven't got much of anything left over in the van, to be fair. I'd like to throw in some peas, some onion, whatever else were in the fridge, bacon. We did have some sweet corn somewhere, but where that went, nobody knows. It's a bit of a secret. But I do have plenty of Chinese pork, and we've now got eggs, which is fab. So, yeah. This rice don't mind being a bit smushed. In fact, you can break up all your lumps, give it a good smush. Listen to that sizzle, creating a bit of flavour there. A bit of wok high. So yeah, a bit of the old seasoning into the rice. And yeah, what do we have? Soy sauce. Right. Let's start to get this going. Nice bit of smushy rice. This is one of the easiest meals to make in a van, to be fair. You can use a packet of pre-cooked rice. And whatever else you've got in the fridge. Or in the veg cabbie that needs eating up. That's what it is. Right, so I'm going to make a bit of a well in the middle. You can't see it, but I will bring you along so you can have a little look. Dave's washing up, so I haven't got all the equipment along. So a little well in the middle, throw in the eggs. Let that cook a little while, and then we'll smush it around. Yes, I use the word smush. Smushing. That's your basics of your egg fried rice. I'm very enigmatic today, aren't I? You can see that. Yeah, still cooking. The joys of being in a van that you can't get a wok as hot as you would like. That should be cooked already by now, guys. And you do sometimes have to give up on your wok high, that little bit of smoked flavour. I mean, this hob only goes up to 1800. If they were using them in a Chinese, you're looking at about 5,000 watts, which is absolutely bonkers. But we're not getting that here. So the eggs cooking in, I'm going to throw all that pork in because it needs reheating. And yeah, it's just a case of now waiting for the electric to do the trick. I've tossed it all through, and when Dave gets back from doing the washing up, there'll be a nice little surprise of egg fried rice with a little bit of char soy pork in there. So I'll take a look at that whilst that heats up and awaits the return of the chap that's going on a diet. So it's still sizzling in the pan. I've warmed up a bit of the barbecue sauce from the char soy.
Wow, just in time.
And he's back!
Back from washing up.
Washing up's there. He's not even going to put it away, are you, love?
No.
Okay.
I could smell the when I came in the doorway.
You could smell it. Can you hear it? Bet you wish you could smell it.
Hear it.
Right, I'll dish it up for you, my love.
Smell it, hear it, so need to taste it.
I hear it. Wish you could taste it.
Hey dear missus. Char soy.
Nothing fancy here. Just
I mean, I must admit, it was the first time we've had pork balls before, but never char soy pork balls. And I tell you what, ooh, no going back now.
Well, I don't make char soy pork very often, do I? So
Oh.
there's more chance of getting regular pork balls than you have of char soy pork
I know,
balls,
but
so yeah, this is one of the easier dishes for making in a van. And yeah, a little bit of the old barbecue sauce on top. Give him a bit more because Yeah.
Wow.
And that's it. Another meal.
Lovely. So, wow, fantastic. Really enjoyed it.
You had a good couple of days around there, didn't you?
Yeah, you what? Yeah. Put a few pound on, I think.
So we, it was a bit of a drift from our usual vlog, but
Yes.
we thought it was quite apt, and it is part of motorhome life. That sometimes you can't get to a takeaway, but you want something that is a bit takeaway-ish, a bit reminiscent. So
It's also part of your past life as well, isn't it?
it is.
You know, it's you know what I mean?
That's it. Family celebrations in my old family home as I was growing up always included a Chinese, really. If it was anybody's birthday or any anniversary, then a local Chinese would be what we would have to celebrate. So yeah, a bit of an homage to that. So yeah, thanks for sticking with us. We do hope that you'll be back with us for more motorhoming adventures. Thanks for subscribing. We love to see a thumbs up and a like, and we really enjoy reading your comments. So
a bit of my comments. Is what else you can think of we can have a go at deep fat frying?
No.
Because you know, you
we
never
could
know,
be Scottish, couldn't we?
Well, yeah,
I
but
can
I've never done
understand why Scottish takeaways are
Yep.
so obsessed with deep frying everything. We do have to try deep fried pizza, though.
Definitely.
Yeah, battered deep fried pizza has to be on our list.
Yeah.
But that'll be in another 6 months or so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, all right then. So thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do, Dave?
What was it?
Gonna ring.
Oh yeah, don't forget to ring my bell. Ring
Okay.
my bell.
So
ring
hit
my
Dave's bell so you get an upload
Yeah.
notification when we put our next video up.
Yeah. If I get enough rings on that bell, I'll stop singing.
Bye, guys.
Bye.